friends, Wisdy here. Welcome to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. I apologize for not making videos recently. I've been slammed with work. I've been traveling and I'm traveling again next week. It's been brutal, so I'm trying to find time to create all of the videos that I want to create for you guys. If you watch any of my early game advice videos, I tell you that clan boss should be your absolute priority till you're hitting Nightmare clan boss. What you want to do if you're starting to play Raid or if you started in the last 2 months, you want to be getting the top chest from Nightmare clan boss and hopefully Brutal as well daily in a clan that's downing both, so you're getting 4 chests with chances for Sacred and Void Shards, which is the best resource in game to give you more champs and to give you a better roster as your account grows. There are 2 main ways of having clan boss teams: the Unkillable route or the traditional route, just doing damage till all of your team dies to the clan boss. The Unkillable route is pretty set in stone. I have multiple videos on which Unkillable team to choose, and of course you can go to deadwoodjedi.com or visit his YouTube channel, he's the clan boss master, and figure out the Unkillable comps. So I won't talk about this in this video. I want this video to be very specific to buffs, debuffs, speeds, builds, what you need for your team to have a traditional clan boss team that's killable, but it will get you that 2 key range of Nightmare and 1 key Brutal, so you can get those good rewards on a daily basis. This is my free-to-play challenge account that I've started almost 3 months ago. If we check like our daily progress here, we're almost 2.5 months into the game, and I am, if we check like the first picture that we have, I'm 2 keying Nightmare, not consistently. I'm 3 keying Nightmare and 1 keying Brutal consistently with this team that you're seeing on the screen. So traditional team, it got the right components to it. I have dedicated videos talking about some specific aspects of how to increase your clan boss damage, like ally attack and ally protect. So I'll link all of my previous clan boss videos in the description below, so I won't be repeating myself here. And I'll also create a playlist for them, probably that will make them easier to find in the future. So I'm not talking about the same stuff here. I'll talk specifically about recommended buffs and debuffs that you need on the team and stats, so that you can get to that 2 key or maximum 3 key Nightmare and 1 key Brutal as early as possible in your raid journey, so you can start focusing elsewhere, which arena should be your second focus. You need to be farming at least gold 2 or gold 3 as early as possible. I might have a video on this soon. Let's start talking about the debuffs that you need in the team. Basically, in the 5-man team that you'll be running in clan boss, you would want, in a perfect world, you would want every member of the team to be fulfilling at least one of these roles, preferably 2 or 3. Because yeah, the more you have, like for example, if we talk about damage to the clan boss, why Dracomorph has been like a pillar for one of the best damage dealers for clan boss, because he fills in like 4 roles. He's doing direct damage with War Master and everything. He's doing poison damage, and he's applying decreased defense and weaken. We're coming to those in a minute. But that's why, like, that's a very good example of a champ that's helping you fill multiple roles with a single slot in your clan boss team. So let's tackle the debuffs one by one and see who can have them. Those links, I will also put them in the description below. This is from Hell Hades' website. So the first debuff that's almost a must in a traditional clan boss team is the big version of decrease attack. Forget about the small version. Which champs can apply decrease attack and help you with that? And we look about the viable options from this list. So decrease attack AoE. We don't care about it being AoE, but we don't mind if it is, because there is only one target, one enemy, which is the clan boss. If you've been playing long enough to have her attack, he's a great option there. Note, of course, one of the massive champs that do have that in their kit. So yeah, definitely if you have Note, he can fit in. Who else? Iron Brago would be an excellent option because he's giving you also a buff. Actually, if you have Iron Brago, he's one of your best options. He's giving you multiple things. Other than hitting like a truck, being defense based, he got a passive that increases all the team's defense based on his, and he's applying defense up to the whole team, which is one of the buffs that we need. So Iron Brago is one of the better option there. Kayoko also fills in multiple roles because she applies decreased attack, she hits hard, she has ally protect. which got separate videos talking about it, but just talking about it now. Nick Muthar is more focused about Hydra. Mishinaki, a great damage dealer. He also applies decreased defense, which is another debuff that we need. So also a great damage dealer there. Mighty Uku can be used in Clan Boss, I guess. He's more fitted elsewhere, but he do have decreased attack. He does have decreased attack, and the other thing is that he also helps the team go faster and can revive the team in case someone falls. So yeah, can be a good option, Mighty Uko, if you don't have anyone else. Tomb Lord applies poisons and decreases attack, so yes, he's one of the good options there. Now we're moving into the epic options, which probably are more attainable to most players. Dark Hail and AOX are really great. Dark Hail was also his activations for both poisons. AOX with his debuff extension, two great options there. Dukes the Pierced, also a good option because they are useful elsewhere. Grosh is a guaranteed champ that you'll get, is it for 4 months logging into the game? And he also heals the teams. And I think he also got Leech in his kit. Let's quickly check. He's one of the great so you do Leech, decrease attack, and he heals the whole team. So he's one of the forgotten options, and he is a guaranteed champ at 4 months. But hopefully you'll be hitting Nightmare Clan Boss much earlier than this if you follow what I'm saying. Hutsasu is a great option. I think he also applies defense up, if I'm not mistaken. No, he applies decreased attack and leech. So yeah, he does apply defense up and heals. So also a good underrated option for Clan Boss. Man-Eater, you'll be doing Unkillable if you have him. So yeah, probably won't need him for that. Pidma, yeah, she does hit hard. So she can be your attack down and hard hitting. Stag Knight, of course, can do a lot of damage as well. Ursula applies defense up and strengthen, so a great option there. Let me just, so 2 buffs that we need plus 1 debuff that we need, so she's a great option there. Something else to keep in mind, you want someone who applies decreased attack consistently, preferably on an A1. Oh, that's all AoE. Okay, so now getting to a more specific champs that apply decreased attack, the big version again, on a single target, which would work perfectly for Clan Boss. So Corvus would work, of course Altan would work, Harima, yeah, if you have her, and Krisk, of course. These are all like given options. Narma, poisons, poison sensitivity, amazing option there. Tarat, yeah, why not? Tuhanarak, all of these are great options. I don't want to spend too much time on any specific one because we have quite a few to cover here. Jareg is one of the great options there. Defense up, heals, decrease attack, ally protect. He's filling like 4 roles there. So Jareg is one of the like OG solid underrated options for Clan Boss. I think we ran through Venomage, of course. Venomage and Turagi are one of the best options ever. Not only for Epic, but generally for Clan Boss and other content. So if you have Turagi and Venomage, you're set also for multiple roles. Ally Protect and Poisons, decrease attack. I think she also has decreased defense, and she got a passive that decreases the damage the team is taking. Probably from these, I would say the only viable, well, I think that Coffin Smasher, Dagger, and Veteran can be your super budget options for decreased attack if you don't have anyone else. But if you're planning on playing great for a bit longer, you'll outgrow them quickly. So these are the options for decreased attack. What's the second debuff that we need for Clan Boss? Big version of decreased defense, because decreased attack will help your team. Spalker, how can I forget? Sepulchre and Tyrell are great options also. Sorry if I forget those. Okay, so decreased attack will help you live longer and do more War Master hits to Clan Boss to get more damage there. Now let's talk about decreased defense. Decreased defense will help you do more damage to the Clan Boss. That's why it's very important. Again, AoE is not like mandatory, but if it's AoE, you don't mind that. Like for example, Draco, one of the best options there. Ghostborn, a great option. Genzen does a ton of damage and applies decreased defense as well. Herndeg is good. Lydia, of course, she'll give you also strengthen and speed up. So multiple things here. Mishinaki, you already mentioned him. If you see a champ in more than one of those roles, that means that he's one of the best fits for clan boss. Rathalos does a ton of damage, especially pairing him with an HP burn champ. Venus, one of the forgotten. She's a void Lego, but I got her early on and she's really underrated. She's like a void version of Dracomorph with HP burns as well. Amazing champ. Deacon Armstrong, he fills three low rolls because he gives you leech, which is not in this list, but it's really good to have. Decrease defense and boost the team turn meter. So that's all. We're still looking at the AoE options here. Stag Knight and Tyrell shows again. Ugu, of course, if you have her, she also heals the team, keeps the team healthy. War Maiden is your super budget option there. Let's go into the single target ones. So Acresia and Baron, yeah. I've been using Acresia, we've seen the videos on my secondary account for a while there. Ghostborn, he's showing again, so decrease attack and decrease defense. Gentoro is great, he's one of the best damage dealers for clan boss. Krisk, of course, is showing again here. Martyr, she also gives you counter attack, one of only 3 champs in the games that does that. So great option for clan boss and other areas too. Razen, a very traditional OG option. And here is Rathalos again. Rathalos basically is a beast for clan boss. Talking about the epic options, Anax is one of the good ones, but hard to speed tune into the team. Because though your team is not unkillable, speed tuning is still important to make sure that your buffs and debuffs won't fall off the clan boss so you can do enough damage. Fane does have a lot of the debuffs we want. She got poisons, decrease attack, decrease defense, and maybe weaken even, but she's too squishy for a traditional team. If you don't have proper gear to build her tanky enough with attack, because she does damage based on attack, probably she's not a good option for a traditional team. Oburu, also a good option, but hard to speed tune. Venomase showing again, that tells you she's one of the best options there. We have, of course, Fushan, and then we're moving to the low version of it, so no, that's enough for us. Let's move to the next one. Big version of Weekend, always the big version is what we're looking for. So Alexander, if you don't have anyone else, but I think he was a limited. If you don't have Alexander, you cannot pull him from shards, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but if you're playing that long, yeah, he's a viable option there. And of course, Newt is showing again. And Dracomorph, if you have one of these champs, you might use them as well for clan boss. Who else? Lydia, of course, showing for the second time. That means, as I was saying a bit earlier, if you see a champ in more than one of these pages, that means that they are a great fit for a clan boss team. Theodore, of course, though traditionally he's not in clan boss. Venus again. Who else? I think that Tarshun is actually an underrated option for clan boss. Tarshun gives you defense up, weaken, and, well, provoke is not for clan boss, and defense up, and boosts your turn meter. So he's filling at least 3-4 roles easily there. Okay, weaken on a single target. Of course, Helicast and Gentoro. Gentoro is showing again. Helicast, probably if you have Helicast, you're going unkillable. You don't need the specific topic for this video. Longbeard, great for with his ally attack as well, so he increases your damage. I always mentioned Gentoro. Kayoko, again, second time we see her, a great option here. Razen Scarhide, OG, good option there. Turvold, a beast that does a ton of damage there, but he's attack based, so keeping him alive in a traditional team might be challenging. Geomancer with his HP burns, yeah, again, of course, a good option here. Ragnar can do a lot of damage as well. Ragnar used to be an issue because in one of his skills he used to consume his own HP, But now with the AI setup, you can easily turn that skill off, so it's not an issue anymore, and you can make use of the amount of damage he's doing. Also, his void, one of the many factors that you like think about when doing a clan boss team. Using void champs make it affinity neutral, because like for example, if you're using Feign, just a wild example there, Feign is spirit. If the clan boss is magic, she's going to weak hit a lot, decreasing her damage. So if she's your main damage dealer to get to that 2 key nightmare, let's say, you're probably dropping to 3 keys a day. It's magic, unless you hit it early on and it's void. So yeah, building your team around void champs, I have a video on this. I'll mention it in the list below. Avoid that whole problem, of course, if you have enough void champs to fill in the proper roles. Aethel the starter, I might have a video on this soon, is one of the very few rares that gives you the big version of Weaken. So an underrated starter champ with Weaken and triple hit on the A1 for Fire Knight. Different topic, I know, but yeah, one of the good rares till you get something better there. Okay, that's it for Weaken, as you can see. Now let's go to the main way you're doing damage to the clan boss. Why I think that poison comes after all of these, because you'll be getting a lot of damage from surviving a lot if you have decreased attack and some of those buffs, defense up and such. And you'll be doing damage based on War Master procs. Poison is one of the easiest way to do damage to clan boss to get that boost of damage. Why I'm scrolling all the way down first, because we have uncommon options that do the big version of poison to the clan boss, Outlaw Monk, and then if we go up the list, I think that Avir doing the big version also. That looks like the big version, yes. 5% poison, yes. So the thing is, what I'm saying, I think, and probably people won't like what I'm saying now, but I don't think that Kayle is the best option for a starter, though everybody's been saying this forever. I think it's Aethel because of many things. It's a different topic, but the thing here is that you have so many options nowadays to apply poison to the clan boss. Of course, we got like Frozen Banshee and Petrifia. Where's Petrifia? Looks like this list is not updated. Petrifia should be here. But yeah, so you have a lot of champs applying poisons to clan boss to increase your damage. So you're not relying on Kayle as a starter anyways. So my point is, big version of poison, 5%. If you have someone that's doing this and filling a couple of the other roles as well, that will increase the damage you're doing to clan boss. So of course, like Venus is showing again, I'm just looking for practical options. Dark Kayle, applying decreased attack. Farkin the Fat, ally attack, buffs. He's a beast. If you have Farkin the Fat, just put him in your clan boss team. You'll see that he is in my team here that applied, that got me that number. And I'll show you the builds now, because these are very budget builds on that early account. So if I can get to them, probably you can too. Let's go back to the lists. Occult Brawler and OG Beast for applying poisons on clan boss. That's Forgotten. We're seeing Turagi again, of course. Eurogrim and a bunch of others. So that's it for poisons. I think that's the last debuff that I want to talk about. So debuffs is your way of doing more damage to clan boss or receiving less damage from him with decreased attack. Now let's talk about the buffs, because you want to buff yourself to receive less damage, move faster, cleanse, heal, and all of that good stuff. But I'll talk about the buffs that are very specific to your early game clan boss team trying to get to this 2-key nightmare. First one, I don't think we're talking about it enough, defense up. The big version of defense up, the 60%. You need someone who applies defense up on the whole team on AoE, hopefully in a 3-turn cooldown, so they keep cycling back to it to help you survive longer and do more damage to clan boss. Archbishop Penthroy, amazing, really good solid champ for support. I think he applies strengthen as well. We'll check in a bit. Drokol, one of the weird, but yeah, he works for that role. Iron Brago, I talked about him before. Grazor, of course, a beast for clan boss and other areas. Kayoko, Martyr, Kirazawich, all of these are great options. Mithrala, if you got her, if you farm, but probably if you're talking about getting to Nightmare Clan Boss or early, you won't have Mithrala yet. If you got lucky from a shard pool, not for Mithrala, but I mean for Sevi, for example. To Hanarak, amazing champ, support champ. Versolf, I think he's viable there. Wizir, her healings are amazing. She's an underrated champ. Guest I tried him, so he's a solid option there. That's also a bit underrated. Now we're seeing some champs coming back, Hutsasu and Jareg, and like some of the underrated options. These guys are great. Light Sworn, also this guy hits hard, defense based, multiple hits on A1, and he got decreased attack as well, if I remember. So not on the A1, so not consistent, but he's a good option if you pull them early and you don't have anyone else. Seeker, one of the best epics. Yes, he does a lot, like he fits into almost all of the Unkillable teams, but he also applies, so his defense up comes weird from his passive. It's not consistent, but he boosts the team turn meter. He's a good damage dealer. Sepulchre is one of the best options for traditional teams. She has defense up, block debuffs, and decrease attack, and she's defense based, so she's great. I used Sepulchre for a long time till I got my Unkillable team going. Steel Skull, one of the budget options if you don't have anyone else better, and he applies poisons as well. And Tarshon, the underrated, he's really good there. And then Ursula, of course. Marked is one. Does Mark do the big version of defense up? Okay, so Marked actually on a 3-turn cooldown applies this for 1 turn. Oh, for 2 turns. That's probably she's the only rare in the whole game that does that. So a great option there. I remember she was always like a budget option till all of the new teams came along. Again, Helicath, you'll be doing Unkillable. You won't need this video. Self, no. Okay, so basically these are your options for defense up. Now let's go to increase speed, and I have also increased turn meter after it. You want the big version, you want the team to go as fast as possible. The faster the team goes with increased speed or with turn meter boosting, this means that you don't have to build them up to the required speeds. They are taking more turns and you're hitting the clan boss more. Let me give you an example. Nightmare clan boss, if you want to go like 1-to-1, basically everyone hitting the clan boss once per the turn that the clan boss hits you, you want everyone to be in the 170 something range, 175 let's say. If you're early in your raid journey in the first couple of months, you won't be able to build a whole team with 170 plus speed and enough defense and enough HP and accuracy to hit the limit, which is over 200 for Nightmare, let's say. So having someone with increased speed, an apothecary basically, will solve that problem, and he is in my team that I achieved that result with. But what are the higher options for that? Yeah, Krisk for sure. Elva is an amazing option. If you have Elva and you're still doing traditional clan boss team, she's an amazing, one of the best options probably there. Lydia, of course. So probably, yeah, Lydia will fill in at least 4 roles for clan boss: decrease defense, weaken, strengthen, and increase speed. But by the time you get Lydia, it's not early at all. Probably you'll be at least 6 months into the game. So yeah, it doesn't work this way. Lysandra will keep your team going super fast. If you pull her early, she can help your clan boss team. Mighty Uku, of course. I'm looking for the viable options. Yeah, Sefi and Tuhanarak, of course. Razelvarg will keep the whole team going lightning fast. Archmage Helmut, so you'll get him from Doom Tower normal, but I'm not sure that you'll get him fast enough if you're talking about the super early team. Hi Katoon, if you don't have anyone else, you're definitely getting her 30 days. If you're lacking a speed-dash champ, just use her. Tagore is one of the best epic revivers in the game, and I think he got, other than speed up, he got some buffs on the team as well. So he applies the shield and... no, only for a single ally. So, yeah, not the best option for clan boss, I would say. So yeah, you want AoE of course on the whole team. Croydon the blue will benefit you elsewhere. So these are your options for increased speed. What's the thing that's similar to increased speed? Boost turn meter. Lanark is the chosen, a light attacker, amazing there. She also buffs the team. Arbiter, of course, if you pulled her from a shard, because if you get Arbiter from missions, it will be too late for you. Owella, amazing support with multiple buffs. So if you have Owella, Lissandra, Nick Muthar, you'll use them there. I think Molly is a very sneaky option there. Molly boosts the whole team turn meter every time she gets hit. I use her in Hydra and she's amazing there. Runekeeper Dasdork, I think he's also a great option that's not being talked about much there. Raka, of course, avoid Lego if you have her. Ruella's amazing, and she also applies decreased defense and weaken, but she's squishy, talking about traditional teams. Lady Kemi will keep everyone going fast. Mariska with her amazing support. Cethalia solid, but yeah, I'm not sure about Clambos though. Deacon Armstrong, one of the strongest epics overall, and Gorgorab, Reviver as well. So Deacon and Gorgorab will benefit you everywhere. High Katoon again, but she's only be doing the speed for you. Apothecary is a OP. Yeah. If you haven't built an Apothecary when you're starting the game, and you got him of course because some people get unlucky, I would be surprised. He's really a pillar for my team there. The Archer, Seifi, okay. So that's it, I would say, for increased speed. Let's move to Strengthen. Strengthen, I kept it last because like I think it's the hardest to get. Most champs that do have Strengthen are very hard to get. Unless you get someone from a shard like Pythion, an amazing option there. Sigmund, if you pull him from a shard. Jack, okay, but he provides very little value in clan boss other than this. Morag, an amazing underrated option there. I love Morag. And then Ursula's showing for like the third or fourth time. We went through the basic debuffs and buffs that you need to build your team for Nightmare Clan Boss and of course Brutal and below. Let's check the builds now and I'll tell you about like the very budget builds that you can have in the first 2 months. So Rathalos, you build him with like his damage dealer, you build him with whatever damage you can stack on him. Let's check someone like Turagi here, for example. So that's what I've been telling you. Everyone in the 170 speed range, almost 200 accuracy. It should be a little bit higher, but that's okay, up to Nightmare. So 50k HP and 2.5k defense. I would say that's okay for defense-based champ. Survivability-wise, those numbers are all okay. The only problem in this build specifically for Turagi, if you're building an Ally Protect team, you need higher defense and higher HP on the Ally Protector because he's soaking damage from other members of the team. For someone like Turagi, I would like to see 65k HP and maybe over 3200 defense on him. But that's the build there. Let's check our Farak in the Fat. So Farak in the Fat, same thing here. As close to 200 accuracy as you can get him, same speed range, 2.4k defense, 36k HP is a little bit on the low side if we're talking Nightmare. Farak in the Fat is a special case because he has like sort of like a passive that decrease the damage he's taking, but what I'm recommending, 45k HP minimum and 3k defense or as close to it as you can get for all members of the team. Apothecary is my speed booster there, so yeah, above 50k HP, 2.6k defense, and he's very fast because he's boosting the whole team. And if you can build him with crit, he can do some damage there, but mainly I want him to survive and keep boosting the team. Let's actually check Rathalos build because it's a good example for an attack based nuker and how to build him for dungeons or for clan boss here. So he's attack based, but I gave him like 40k HP and then like almost 2k defense. He needs attack, so that makes it more difficult to build him, but yeah, 3k attack and of course 100% crit rate. If you can build your clan boss team with 100% crit rate on everyone, you're boosting your damage massively. But it's not mandated because you're depending on debuffs like poisons and the War Master procs. Everyone on your clan boss team should have War Master on them. So you'll see it here. That's your main way of doing damage. And if it's someone like Apothecary, for example, doing multiple hits on their A1, Giant Slayer works like better than War Master simply. If you need further tips, check the playlist that I've put in the description below with the multiple clan boss videos there. I put the links to Hell Hades website, the pages that we've been showing in the video today. I'll put all of these links in the description below as well. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Follow all this and you will be 2 keying Nightmare or 3 keying, 1 keying Brutal, getting all of the good stuff in less than 2 months into the game. I hope this was helpful to you. Like and subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.